In this video, we're going to cover how to request a new post processor for your controller. Now, prior to requesting a post processor, you need to first make sure that there isn't a post already available for you on our online library, or at least something close to what you need, because it's always going to be quicker to request a modification to one of these posts than it is to request an entirely new post. And if you need help with either of those things, we do have 2 other videos covering how to navigate that library, as well as how to request modifications to those posts. So if you need to, you can watch these videos. But once you've determined that there isn't a post available for your controller, then it's time to submit a post request. So the first step is to head to bobcadsupport.com and log into your account. Once logged in, you're going to head down to Post Processors here on the left. And we've already checked the library here, so we're going to go ahead and click on Request Post Processor. Now on this page you have 2 different columns. So the column in the left is for your standard post requests. So these are your 2-axis lathes, 3-axis mill and routers, wire EDM machines, as well as laser, plasma, and water jet. And the column on the right you can use for the other post requests, for the multi-axis machines or mill turn machines, as these have a little bit more information that we need. You can use the right column for your standard post requests as well. You're just going to select the form for your machine and fill out all the information. For this side, you're just going to fill out your information in all of these columns. Select the version of BobCAD that you're going to be using, the type of machine that you're requesting the post for, and the number of axes that that machine has. Then you're going to list the make of the controller that's reading in the G-code and the model of that controller. Then you have the make of the machine that you're cutting your parts in and the model of that machine, as well as its build year and serial number. If you have a contact with the machine dealer, you can enter their information here, as well as any notes regarding the post processor or anything specific that you need in the G-code. Once you have all this information filled out, we're going to need a few files here. So we need a sample program along with the list of G&M codes required for your post. This way we can see how to format the output of the NC program. Then we need to see a list of the CAN cycles, as well as their definitions and the parameters involved in those CAN cycles, the list of G&M codes, and the programming manual. Now the programming manual may already have the list of G&M codes and CAN cycles, but just make sure you check that manual first to see if you need to provide any other information. So when you're collecting all this information, you're going to put it all into one folder like I have here. So here we have some sample programs, programming manual, and some other files related to the post processor that we need. Once you have all the files, you're just going to highlight them all, right click, and send them to a compressed zip folder. This will compress everything into a single file that you can then attach right here in the form. So you just select the zip folder, go ahead and click open, and you'll see that file's now been attached. Next, you're going to read the post acknowledgement form, and once you've read through it, you can go ahead and check this box to agree, and then you can send your post request. Once you've sent it, you should get a confirmation email with your ticket ID, and if you don't receive that, you can always give us a call at this number here. Now, if you're requesting a post for a machine that isn't a standard post, so these are your multi-axis machines or mill turn machines, or something a little bit more complex than what's over here on the left, you're going to use the forms here on the right. So what you do is find the form for your machine type. So you see you have multi-axis, mill turn, and you can also do your standard post requests using this side as well, and just email in the files. So you're going to download the form for your machine, and read through the form and make sure you fill out all of the information. So you see here, the additional information is very important. So these are the files that you need to email in along with this form. So you have your sample program. This will show the start of the program and the end of the program, as well as any tool changes. And it should show some arc moves, as well as any characters that are needed at the start and end of the program. In addition to the sample program, we need to see what CAN cycles are supported by that controller, the list of G&M codes, and the programming manual. For this machine, those are the files required. Some other forms may need a little bit more information than this, but just make sure to read through the form and supply everything that's requested. So in addition to information about the controller, some of these forms will have some kinematics information to fill out for the machine. So as far as how the axes are moving, the center point of rotation for these multi-axis machines. But once you have everything filled out, again, you're going to compile all the files into a single folder along with this request form, which you can download right here into the folder that we created. And since we're emailing in these files, we do also need to download the acknowledgement form here. You can digitally sign it here. Just type in your name and the date and download this into your folder. Then once you have all your files ready, you can email that to support@bobcad.com, and then you should get a confirmation email as well with your ticket ID. And if you don't hear back from us, you can also give us a call here. And that covers how to request a post processor.